Hey there, friendlies. Welcome to the 9th of October episode of the Beer Blades of Bushcraft live stream. I'm here. It's a Wednesday, so it's a day late, but I'm here anyway. Yesterday, hold on 1 second. Close some stuff here. Yesterday, because I was at a meeting at the kids' school, I said I was putting the live stream off until today. The meeting didn't go too late. However, hey LT, how's it going? I had already put this off until today, so I joined in for Canoe Hound's live stream, or rather, I checked out his live stream, and he was having like a group chat, and so I asked him if I could join on, and he said sure, give me the link. So that was cool. It was nice to chat with him and his guests. It was good. I'd like to get something like that going on this channel as well at some point, but not today. I'm just putting out some cream because I wash my hands so much these days that, man, they're so dry that they hurt, you know? Wood Pigeon, how's it going? Can't stay long? Okay, that's fine. We'll just have to make it extra special. Extra special. Now, another thing I'm going to do is that. Get the ambiance right. There we go. So yeah, got rid of a raccoon in your yard. Yeah, I got into a pitched battle with a raccoon once, about 25 years ago. They're tenacious little beasts. They are, you know. But anyway, so here we are. Oh man, it hurts. Even like having put the cream on, it's bloody painful. They're all cracking and stuff. Perennial problem for Jess here. Perennial problem. So who's got some beers? Oh, you dispatched it. Okay. Mm. Well, good work then, I guess. There's a raccoon that knocks over my compost every now and again. It's like, oh, stop it, leave it alone, you know. Has anyone got a beer? Anyone drinking? No, nobody's drinking yet. Me neither. What I got, Tyler? Hey, you got a diet soda. What around here we would call a diet pop or a diet soft drink. I think Ontario uses the word soda. Hey Serge, how's it going? Woof. We're losing people. We just went from six people down to 4. What's going on with that? What's going on with that? I haven't even had a chance to get started yet. Tyler will be back soon. Okay. No problem. Serge, you drinking something? You got the beer? You might have a Sapporo LT. Nice. Okay. Nice. So what to talk about? I've got a couple of things to talk about. Man, the people on sort of keep going like 6, 5, 4, 6, 3. What's going on? One thing I did want to bring up is I think I've got a plan for, excuse me, when to have when to do the StreamYard thing and when not to. I don't want to do the StreamYard thing every week. What I'd like to do is plan ahead if I'm discussing. Sales, yeah, that's legit. I'll just have to enjoy this an extra amount in your name. Makes you too tired. Yeah, man. I'll tell you something for free, man. I am tired today. Today was just I was just dragging ass all day. You know. Oh well. I will try to stay awake for my own live stream. But yeah, so here's what I want to do. Like on nights when I want to discuss something specific, then I'll have guests on who are, you know, who I associate with that subject. Like if I was to talk about canoes tonight, for instance, I would really try to invite. I would really try to invite what? No, I would invite canoe hound. You know, so we'd have a good conversation about canoes. If I was to, if I wanted to discuss haversacks, I would have Tyler on, kind of thing. I think that would be a really good way to go about it. And I'm loving what StreamYard offers. It's it's like the diametric opposite of Google Hangouts in that it works. you know. Uh, hey Simon, comment va? Bienvenue. Welcome to the stream. Tyler roasted who? But yeah, so I think that's how I want to do it. So like we'll do Tyler roasted. I love it. Um, like what I'll do is at some point, I'll sit down and plan out what I would like to do for. Oh no, I'm only starting. Plan out what I'd like to do over the next couple of months, and like on tel dat on X date, I want to do canoes. So I'll call a canoe hound up. Say you want to have a conversation with me on the stream, and he'll say yeah because I'm great. Um, and at some point I'll ask Tyler to have a chat about haversacks. Maybe if he's got one built that he wants to talk about, that would be cool. I also wanted to bring up the fact Canoe Hound's not on yet, but he for that pass around, he might have something to pass around to make up for the fact that I canceled the knife order. And get it done, Simo. Get it done. I don't want to talk too much about that because I don't want to speak for him, but it would be nice. So we're gonna solidify the plan of that pass around, because I don't think that everyone who receives the thing and then passes it on needs to have a YouTube channel, but there should be something like a YouTube channel or an Instagram feed or a Facebook page or somewhere where they can put up a write up or a video, or hell if they got a podcast and they just want to talk about it, something like that. I think it'd be cool. Some of you guys have already signed up for that. Me. Oh, you took a fat commission this week, Tyler. Nice. For what? What's the commission? LT, because like 7 days after I ordered it, it hadn't even left. It hadn't even been mailed yet. I figured in this day and age, in the Amazon world, I don't wait that long for something to get shipped. I don't mind if it leaves and it takes forever to get to me, but 7 days later and it hasn't even left their warehouse yet, I'm like, no, forget about it. So I sent them an email that says pretty much exactly what I just said to you. Chat one historical textile armor. Tyler, that looks amazing. What the hell is historical textile armor? Like based on what? Like based on which armor? Nice. I'm glad to hear that you're doing some business. Doing some business. Oh, damn it! My bottle opener is an Oka. This is not a twist off. Oh, Gambison alert. Yeah, okay. Yes, I know what you're talking about because I watch the interwebs. Yeah, okay, rats. I'm gonna have to use my knife for this. All right. Let's get the keyboard away from the action. Going to be very careful because, as you guys may remember, I did in fact. There we go. I did in fact give myself a scar by popping open a bottle with a knife on screen, on camera. Let me just pour the beer. So yeah, when I guested on Canoe Hound's live stream yesterday, the guests he had on were Pine Martin. I don't know how many of you guys know Pine Martin, but he's a Canuck like me. He's got a good channel, a canoe-oriented channel. Casey Happy Camper, I think Kevin is. Yeah, I think that's him. He writes a bunch of books, very very canoe-oriented as well. He floats Novacraft canoes exclusively. He writes books. He's the Happy Camper. Is his sort of book, his nom de plume, I guess. Sty from I think he's in Wisconsin. He's been in the chat here a few times. Yeah, it was good. Good to talk about canoes and stuff. Casey, Kev threw me a bit of a challenge that I'm thinking about maybe doing. So here's what I got. Corte Real. It's a come on, focus. Let's do it, guys. It is by Le Naufrageur. It says it is a pale ale mono houblon. So a mono hop pale ale, and it's. I didn't buy this. This was in my beer fridge. It is 500 ml, and it is 5.6%. So kind of standard, maybe a little into the strong beer territory, but not much. Lightly strong. Pale ale. Okay. Actually, it's not too hoppy. No, it's pretty good. It's good. It's good. So, Wood Pigeon, are you gonna use the pelt off of that thing? Hold on, let me see something here. Okay. Someone just showed me some top secret stuff. Speaking of top secret stuff, those of you who remember that the finishing touch on my workbench was to wreck one end of it with a router. I bought a new bit. I'm going to fix that, and I'm going to show you guys on camera when it's done. I came up with a plan so cunning you could stick a tail on it and call it a weasel. If anyone knows which show I just quoted, throw it up and I'll give you extra karma points or something. I don't know. Yes, you are? Okay. Interesting face, Sumo. Which, you see, Tyler, I don't even have an emoji there. I have like colon +1 colon. I don't know what that is. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, that's fine. But yeah, so yeah, so lots of stuff to come. I'll plan out when to do the StreamYard thing. And with Canoe Hound, we will probably get that pass around started very, very soon. Hey, Robin, no, I didn't. I was being all governing boardy last night, so I didn't think I was going to be here in time to do my live stream last night. Rob, I got a new straight bit for the router, 1/2-inch collet to eliminate vibration. To be in prep for when we fix up the wreckage that we made of my bench. I shall now open the package without killing myself, I hope. Gotta love this knife. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Convexy goodness. I'm coming around on the convex thing. I sharpened it up quite well last night after I shot a video over the weekend that I should really get to editing. And I used the knife and my axe a bit for the fire prep. No, it won't take as long to open as the axe head, because I just don't have that kind of patience. Tabernacle. Oh yeah. Hear the ripping of the paper, of the plastic. I don't want to like gouge my hand on the on the router bit either, though, right? Tyler, that's unkind. And yet. Okay, with Kitchen, I'll check that out. There we go, boom. Look at that. Focus, damn it. The devastating sharpness. The promise of wood to be torn. Sliced. It's important to get in there with your tools and bend the wood to your will. You know what I'm saying? Okay, wood pitch, I'll check that out. I'm going to throw a guess out there that this is not the kind of thing I should be showing on the... Who the hell's been texting me? Oh. I'll check it later. Okay. All right, wood pigeon. I'll check it out and decide. Because I don't want to get slapped. I don't want to get demonetized. I'll tell you guys something, man. I got a wicked headache tonight. I don't know if this... Whoops. If this beer is... Yeah, I will not show that. Because I don't know about Ontario, but here you need a permit for that. Yeah, Robin, me too. I'm very much looking forward to getting that bench fixed. And sanded. Take the rails off the side. Yeah, looking forward to it. A massive way. Hey, this is the headlamp that I bought for my daughter. It's a very basic one. Sorry, wait. Right? Very basic. I regret doing that. It's here on my desk because this past weekend she and I slept in a tent, and I haven't finished putting away all the stuff yet. But I was, like we keep talking about how I would prefer to have a little lamp, like a little 90-degree, to wear here, like army style, or at least when I was a kid, there was this, a big 90-degree flashlight that could be clicked onto your rucksack strap. But that wasn't an LED, that had a light bulb, and it took massive batteries. Um, but like, because I've got these, it's easier to just put one of these on and step out of the tent. But like, we didn't have a whole lot of bugs because overnight, where we were sleeping, it got very chilly. Like, chilly enough that when we woke up in the morning, there was frost. Like, it was like ice. Wherever there was like a little puddle, there was a crust of ice and stuff. But in the middle of summer, when it's hot out, you step out of the tent with one of these on your head, and then suddenly, boom, head full of bugs. I So like, I'm still thinking of fixing that in the long term, because that little EDC flashlight that I got and have no idea where it is right now. It doesn't do the 90-degree thing. I can't just clip it onto a pocket. Uh, but yeah, it would be nice to get something like that figured out. And it's, putting the light here instead of here doesn't move the bugs all that far away, but just enough that you're not constantly doing this. And you guys, because on my headlamp, I can switch it to red, and I find that helps with not getting crowded by bugs, but like, not 100%. Because the reason for the red light, I think, is to not kill your night vision, rather than to keep the bugs away. But how many of you guys actually use a headlamp when you're out in the woods versus just holding a flashlight? Because I'd be interested to hear what everyone else's experiences are with the headlamp in the middle of bug season. Just recycle some of this. Apparently, yellow is better for bugs. That actually kind of makes sense, because I remember around certain parks years and years and years ago, with them switching from white lights to more yellow, and the bug situation seemed to ameliorate when they did that. So that makes sense to me. That really does make sense to me. Simone, you mainly use two headlamps, like at the same time, or you mean you've got two different ones that you like, and you sort of bounce back and forth? Okay, yeah. So you got two different ones that you like. Okay. Yeah. That Phoenix HL60, I guess HL is headlamp 60. Serge, yeah. Good old flashlight, yeah. Um, I find that even when I've got a fire going, though, if I'm stepping away from it for a minute, like the light of a fire falls off pretty quickly. Sorry. Excuse me. So if I step away from the fire too much, I have a feel that I need a headlamp pretty quickly. I do wish I brought down a sweater. It's cold down here. Oh well, I'll just suffer quietly, for the art. For the art. But it's the kind of thing that I find that there are two sort of tiers of bush gear, on the survival side or the bushcraft side. There's stuff that's like a high glam item, right? So like high glamour item, right? Uh, like your axes or your knives. Get on that nail, thank you. Your axes, your knives. Like maybe if you got a good sleeping hammock. In some cases, your saw, and then like there's sort of a second tier of stuff that's not. It's not as exciting. Maybe a little less interesting, but it's still just as important. And I find that a headlamp falls into that category pretty well. That stuff like you know um, your headlamp. Maybe if you've got like a little gas stove or something. Uh, maybe an inflatable pillow or a sleeping mat. Stuff like that. That's the second tier of stuff. And hey, how's up, outdoor dauber? I think you recently got some stuff, some bush stuff, didn't you? We pitching your travel channel, really? That's weird. It's bizarre. Yeah, that's weird. Outdoor. I saw a picture of some stuff that you recently got. What would happen was earlier before coming on, I was doing bedtime stories with the elder daughter, and my signal group just exploded. These guys sent 30 odd messages around. Um, one of them was pictures from land sakes. Was pictures of stuff that Mr. Outdoor Dauber recently got. So why don't you give us a rundown, because the picture is crowded. Where the hell did the picture go? Hold on. I'll find the picture. Where the hell did it go? Man, you guys were just like, I'm sitting there, we're doing stories, and bang, 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 bang. Oh, stop it. Bang, bang. My daughter's like, Daddy, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let's find that picture. Tabernouche. By the way, Dora, I saw that you have a sleeping pad there. MSR Whisper Light Stove from a Bushcraft USA giveaway. I see that. And you've got a gas canister to go with it. You gonna turn? Yes, you are. So you got an MSR gas stove, which looks pretty good. How much does that weigh? Like, I'm not much of a weight weenie. I'm not a heavy. Like, I'm not a backpacker, so I don't need everything to be made of titanium. But it's even that Whisper Light. You've got a gas canister to go with it and stuff. So how packable is the whole thing? Yeah, that sleeping pad. I saw that, and that made me envy a little bit because at some point I have to get a damn sleeping bag to go into my hammock. And honestly, the one I use for camping, like even in a tent, it's substandard. It's no longer adequate. I've had it for a long time. It's kind of giving up the ghost, But they're so expensive. I look up sleeping pads at Mountain Equipment Co-op or even Amazon or whatever. It's just like, gosh, really? But then there you go, get one at Goodwill for 99 cents. Like, of course he did. you know. But yeah. Outdoor, if you come across another one of those for 99 cents, send it north. I'll give you the money for it. I'll even pay shipping. You don't want raccoon burgers. I never even thought about raccoon burgers. Never even thought about it. Kind of don't think I'd want raccoon burgers. I mean, they're kind of scavengery. Hey, Dennis is here. Good. I'm glad to see you. I earlier in the chat, I told everyone in the chat earlier in the live stream, I told everyone that I gate crashed your live stream last night, and I was very happy to do it. That was a good time. That was a good time. I feel that I was a little crass by telling everyone to check me out Tuesdays at 9. Kind of regretted that because you're not finished Tuesdays at 9, but can't really take it back now. Thomas Metal 75. What is this all about? Well, this is my weekly live stream. We talk about bushcraft related stuff, bush tools, sometimes skills, or whatever, and essentially get pulled off track every single week by the conversation going on in the in the side chat. So welcome, Thomas. Stove and fuel pump weigh 268 grams, so it's very, very packable. Okay. You're a craft reviewer. Okay. Okay, Thomas. So tell us about that. Tell us about that a little bit. While I'm waiting for Thomas to tell us about what he does there. Craft reviewing. I just want to catch up with the. Hey, Nick. I just want to catch up with the chat here. So yeah, 268 grams. That's a pretty packable stuff. That's a nice weight. You don't intend on 4 to 5 hour lives every week. It just turned out that way. Yeah. Fuel canisters about the size of a U.S. beer bottle. Okay. Yeah, that's a good size for a stove. Like my little gas stove, right? These guys. This my open one. Yeah. This it's that real, it's that classic. In fact, I think it's actually called the classic trail stove or something. The Primus, because they're Swedish. I kind of feel like I should be calling it Primus, but anyways, I'm not Swedish, unfortunately. Here it is. Tabernac, dude. Right? This guy. Screw that on the bottom. Easy to use. I don't know when the hell they originally came up with this design, but I don't think it's changed since they first created this design, and there's no bloody reason to change it. It's brilliant. It's simple. There we go. Right? Tie that together. Boom. No problems. I mean, you guys have seen me use it in videos. In a fairly recent one where Camille and I made ramen, we used it. And I really like it. And they're, Jesus. It's going to leave a mark on the desk. And they're affordable as hell, too. It's, bush gear so often is so bloody expensive. So when you get something that's as useful, like solidly useful as this, and it doesn't cost $50 or $100, epic win. Like right off the bat every time. And it's like whenever I see something that usable and that well designed and that affordable, because I think it was 20 something, it almost seems too good to be true, because I'm so used to like that axe over there was, I think, $160, the F1 is an expensive knife, even though it's not expensive compared to other bush knives. The fact is bush knives are expensive. Baseline, when I got my my Australian woodlore clone for like 196 Canadian dollars, it's because the guy was still starting out. He was still trying to make a name for himself. He's disappeared. I have no idea if he's even making knives anymore. But if he was still making knives and had made a name for himself by now, there's no way I would have been able to get a custom knife for $190 odd. And so it's just like I'm just used to everything being a massive outlay of money. And it's why I don't have certain things, because I can't just throw out $300 a week kind of thing, or like every month throw $5 or something at, that Yulia Kaltov axe that I keep talking about. It clocks in depending on what the Swedish kroner is doing. It's between like $290 and $312. I've seen it. $319, I think, is the highest I've seen it in Canadian dollars. It's not the kind of thing that I can just say, what, I want that axe, I'm going to buy it. No. It's the kind of thing I just like, I want that axe, but I have a baby to feed and I've got a mortgage. And it costs me $375 every 3 months for Camille's karate classes, So when it's a big ticket item like that, it's like you gotta do the weight, you gotta weigh it against other things that have to be done. But like this little stove, in fact, I have another one of those specifically to give, like a brand new one to give away when I hit 3,000 subs. Incidentally, 2 weeks ago, or was it last week? No, 2 weeks ago, I missed my Friday update. I didn't do a video that week. I just didn't have time. And coincidentally, I'm now down 20 subs from that morning, which is frustrating and honestly discouraging. Because I had been doing really well, like not really losing subs. I'd been on a steady incline, but I lost 10 in one day and then 10 another day. It's discouraging. But hey, they're gone. There's nothing I can do about it now. Hold on a second here. Hold on. Let me go back. I've missed. Okay, Serge. You always think you don't need a pad for camping, then you go camping and think you could use a. Serge, man, we're older than we used to be. Excuse me. I feel the same way, and every time I don't have a pad, I regret it massively. So I'm 47, and there's nothing I can do about that. I'll just get the damn pad, Hold on. You run Massachusetts, Thomas Metal. You run Massachusetts beer reviews. Oh, okay. You've unfortunately done more live streams than recorded, but you'll review any beer and give it a fair letter out of 10 rating. Okay. in southwestern Massachusetts, and obviously love New England IPAs. I have only ever discovered one IPA I have liked, because I'm more of a malt guy than a hop guy, you know. So I like darker beers generally. I'll show you what I'm having tonight is a pale ale as well by a fairly local brewer here called Le Naufrageur. Okay, it's called Corte Real. Um, Pale ale mono houblon means it's a single hop pale ale. Oh, I wonder what the hop is. Ingredients: barley, yeast, hops, organic. Okay. Is there an English write up on this? No. The hop is called Centennial. Le naufrageur révise un de ses classiques bières d'un seul houblon brassé l'origine pour mettre. Yeah, the houblon Centennial. So the Centennial hop. It's a golden blonde with a floral aroma that is well balanced and sits on a base of malt, which I definitely detect and like. Oh no, okay, it's an homage to the old Centennial hop. The hop they use in here is called Mosaic. It's in Carleton-sur-Mer, Quebec. So it's not actually that local to Montreal. Carleton is not right next to us. Um, anyways, it's got a nice. I like it when they're cloudy. You know, when they're not all filtered into like transparency. I like it when there's some cloud there. Um, but I'm okay with a lot of different kinds of pale ales. It's just specifically the IPA I have a hard time with. I know that down in the States they've got like American IPAs and stuff. They've really taken it somewhere. Because I don't mind citrusy notes at all. It's just like too hoppy, and I'm like, oh, too bitter. Hold on. Now let me get back to. Oh man, I am so behind. Hold on. Yeah, sorry you missed the beer opening. I actually poured it without. I am infamous for like pouring a beer and it being like this much head. Stop doing it that way. Serge gives me hell every time. Um, you just finished a Treehouse Super Typhoon Double IPA. I don't know it. Oh, Simone put a link to your channel. Nice. Wait. Wait. I don't want to just click on that. I want to right click on that and open it in a new tab so that I can check it out when we're done. Oh no. Hold on. Hold on, guys. I just unplugged my screen, I think. There we go. So irritating. A little bit of a fly-by-night operation here. I sort of leaned back, put up my feet, and kicked the plug for the screen out of the wall. It's not embarrassing. It doesn't show me as a non-professional, right? So Treehouse Super Typhoon Double IPA. I don't know it. With a lot of craft beer, though, that's not a surprise. Like, I don't know about down there, but up here, whenever a craft beer suddenly goes nationwide, it's because they got bought by one of the big guys. You know? And I like to, especially on my channel, stick to only absolutely craft beer or microbrew. So there's a couple that I used to drink a lot and don't drink on the live stream anymore. I try to always have something that I've never tried before on the live stream. This one I've had before. It was a long time ago. I'm kind of exhausting the options in my local stores here. So I'm going to have to start going a little further afield. But I'm going to check out your channel afterwards. The Whisper Light would easily pack into a 14 centimeter zebra pot, but not the fuel canister. It's not a cheap stove. No, MSR stuff isn't cheap. It's nice stuff. I have some MSR. No, I don't. I have almost bought some MSR stuff before. Yeah, I have a kettle. It's somewhere in the car camping stuff. Very nice. Nicely made. That's a good haul you got there. Canoe Hound has the Whisper Light as well. It's about 20 years old and works as good today as the day you got it. Yeah, I like the I can see a lot of advantages to that format, where you got the big long bottle off to the side and stuff. But what I love about this is you just put this down, screw it on, very compact, but not compact to carry. This part is the stove itself, whatevs, but the canister is not so much. Hi, Mike is here. How's it going? Enjoyed seeing me on Canoe Hound Adventures live stream. Fascinated by the last job in the woods. Gonna order the book on Amazon. Yes, and it's fact. In fact, it's still sitting here from when I was on the live stream last night. I have a bookmark into a part that I was talking to someone about at some point. Great book, and it's about what I see as one of the most crucial issues facing those of us who have kids. It's like if you have kids, even if you're not a bushcrafter or a survivalist or whatever, get the kids into some form of nature, even if it's just the park, as often as you can. It will help them and it will help you. I may be sorry when this is over. I fell asleep while doing stories with Cody tonight, so I did not have time to make my live stream tea for after the beer is over. I may get a little grumpy after the beer is gone. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed seeing it. I thought I had a blast, and it made me rethink the StreamYarding on this channel, which I talked about a little bit at the beginning of the live stream. And if you want, I'll talk about it again. Now that there's a lot of people on. Trangia stoves are hard to beat for their price. Yeah, that's true. Hey, Alain's here. How's it going, mon ami? You have a Coleman Peak One. Oh, a dual fuel. You need parts. Yeah. Hold on, everyone's just saying hi to each other. Just they come and they go. You hammock camp because ground pounding sucks. Yeah, but outdoor. As I was saying earlier, I still need to get a sleeping pad to go into my hammock. And it's funny because I don't know if there's a specific shape. Like some of them are just straight rectangles, and some are a little more formed. Not formed, but a little more involved. I don't really know what I'm looking for. I think to a certain extent, I just gotta throw some money at a real basic rectangular one, see how that goes, and if it doesn't go, then just buy something else. What I want, fundamentally, what I care about is having a warm arse while I'm sleeping. Second tier consideration is I don't want to spend $1 bazillion finding the right sleeping pad. In fact, I don't even want to spend $1 bazillion on the right sleeping pad. It seems like to me the prices of a sleeping pad are I have trouble with it because it's to me a second tier purchase, like what I was saying earlier about how certain bush gear is first tier in terms of stuff you get excited about buying, and certain stuff is second tier. It's like, oh, I don't believe I just spent $150 on a sleeping pad, or like like a little camp stool or something if you want to, stuff like that. So it's just, well, so like I keep looking at sleeping pads and then clicking away, and then looking at axes or something. Hike with Mike, guys, Hike with Mike says that it's a tradition to always forget one item every time you go camping. It is part of the karma of camping, and that's true. And what the Les Voyageurs used to do. I don't know how many of you guys know who Les Voyageurs or the Coureurs des Bois were. Um, the closest you guys got in the States was like mountain men, I guess. Um, and when the Voyageurs set off on one of their like epic long, like they had these huge cargo canoes, and when they set off on one of their epic long trips, because they would traverse long stretches of river, for the fur trade and stuff. Their first day of paddling would always be kind of a short day, so that if something got forgotten, then they could turn around and go back for it without. It's like, oh my god, we did like 80 miles yesterday, and we have to do it again, kind of thing. And so maybe it's something we got to learn from Les Voyageurs, or the old fashioned guys, and sort of that first day, assume you've forgotten something. Now, when you're car camping, it's not the same as setting off on a canoe adventure, but excuse me. Oh, I'm so tired, guys. I went to bed fairly late last night due to canoe hound adventures. Great sounding beer. Yeah, it's quite good. Thomas, I generally like. I have this thing where the easier it is to see through a beer, the less I generally like it. Like, for instance, I don't like stuff like Corona or SOL or Dos Equis or anything like that. Just there's not much to it. I like them a little more full bodied. I really like stouts and porters. Um, I was gonna say I've never drunk a stout or a porter I didn't like, but that's not entirely true. But my palate is very much more into the sort of the heavy, the dark beers. I like reds, browns. I like bitters as well. But once we get into like lagers and stuff, my interest kind of goes off a cliff, I guess. But what I'm coming around to in Scotch as well as beer is going for lighter bodied stuff in the summer, and then when the cold weather kicks in, going for the bigger hitters. I'm just checking. Already beer tonight is brewed with semi-local spring water. Man, Outdoor just keeps referencing previous episodes. Thomas, there's a brewery that I drink a lot of beer by called Bose, and they're very into how local they are. They're based in Van Cleek Hill, Ontario, and it's a very cool brewery. Like at a time when a lot of craft brewers who are getting bigger are getting bought out by big guys like Molson Coors or Labatt or whatever. They sold as well, but they actually sold to their employees. It's employee owned now, and like their ingredients are always like hops, barley, malt, whatever, and then local spring water because they get their water from right next to where they brew. And of course, that's not really local to me because I'm in Montreal. So, Outdoor is sort of referencing previous episodes here. Canoehan, one thing I had said was that now that I was on your StreamYard stream, I rethought how I want to do it because I did my first StreamYard stream last week, and here's what I want to do. I want to set it up so that I have specific guests on every couple of weeks. Say in 2 weeks, I'm just pulling examples out of the ether here, but you're finally on and I was actually mentioning you before, so I kind of feel that I should repeat myself for your benefit. Say in 2 weeks I want to do an episode on canoes. I would contact you beforehand and say, do you want to be my guest? And you would of course say yes, because I'm fabulous, so are you. And so that it would be you and me, or if if we could get Pine Martin on as well or something, and that would be the conversation. And of course, all the stuff on the side would be the same as normal. But it would just, it wouldn't be as open as I have done very open. Like I used to have the Google Hangouts thing working like a couple of years ago. And when I had a really open guest list, like anyone could join, everything ended up going off the rails, and we always ended up talking about guns. And I would like to get to, when I have people on, I'd like to sort of stick more to a subject or keep the conversation rolling down a certain direction, Because what was so fabulous about your live stream was that everyone on was sort of on the same page, and the conversation was really organic, but didn't go completely off the rails, So I've been thinking about my live streams ever since. And I'm wondering if maybe I was thinking about maybe changing my night so that you and I our schedules are not clashing, but I don't think I can. I don't think I can change my night. I looked at my week and because like tonight I'm home, but a lot of Wednesdays I'm gigging. I'm on stage. And then Thursday, Thursday I'm usually, trying to get that week's video finished because my videos go up 9:30 Friday mornings, right? So I'll think on it. Okay, Hike with Mike. Your favorite local IPA is from Gainesville, Florida, made at Swamp Head Brewery. It's called Stump Knocker. Little Slice of Heaven. Okay. Hey, Tyler's here. I am not ready for the weekend. But wait, let me go back up because, I'm so behind. Crap. Okay. Simone says you've slept too many times under a tarp or canoe without anything to prevent ground humidity. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Canoe Hound, let's be right back. Oh, geez, I hope you heard what I just said. Samuel Adams once said there is no cloudy ales, just different kinds of ales. Okay. Revolution. Rush, Fly By Night, great Canadian band. Used to see Geddy Lee visiting the Blue Jays spring training games. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Outdoor has a Trangia as well. But yeah, I also mostly cook on open fire. Can't believe I use a butane stove. Those canisters are not refillable and can't be recycled, at least in the US. You're probably right. Isobutane fuel. Yeah, I think you're right. I don't see a recycling thing on this. Well, I use the stove very rarely, I bring it along as backup, just like as a just in case thing. But I think if I threw a lot of work into figuring out what I really want out of a stove, I would probably have something different. But man, the package is so easy, Um, Yeah, it looks like we're all on the same page because you use OpenFire. Whatever. Hey, Zach's here. How's it going? Doing some work in voices while watching the stream. All right, Alain is working and watching. Yeah, but Serge, would a yoga mat bring the kind of heat insulation that you really need? Because the padding, fine. But if you're sleeping on the ground, you kind of want something like Simone was saying. Oh, land sakes, guys. Oh, sorry. Like Simone was saying, there's also, the creeping humidity aspect or the coldness, And I don't know if it would be insulation enough. Okay, outdoor. If you can suggest like something this easy as a stove, well, except that now I own the thing, right? Am I gonna pitch this thing in the garbage and switch to something else to be greener? Like landfill is a problem too. You know what? We'll take it offline. If you have like a really killer suggestion for me, then I'll definitely take a look. Oh, guys. Um, I was going to say to Thomas Metal, this is a microbrewery in Tobermory, Ontario that makes really good stuff, but they don't sell outside, I don't think, because I've never seen their stuff anywhere except for actual Tobermory. And their brewery is like, it's a brew pub. They sell big old growlers. Excuse me. Like with Mike, in the States, we teach them as the Canadian fur trappers. Are you talking about les voyageurs or les coureurs de bois? Okay, it's good to know. I used to, I spent my formative years in a little French town in Manitoba called Saint Boniface. And I remember I went to this school called École Guillot. And every year there was like a voyageurs day or some kind of holiday where the whole thing was that you dressed up as the voyageur. And back in the late 70s, institutions still had budget, so we used to get that sash that the voyageurs used to wear around their waist. Listen to to voyageur songs and I guess celebrate their pioneering spirit. I still have a soft spot in my heart for the voyageur, more so now that I have such an appreciation for for woods tools and stuff. I still really want to set up like a 1950s era outdoor kit and do an episode or two, like plaid wool shirt, like no high tech fabrics. Leave my Fjallraven stuff at home. Leave the Falkneven at home. Get a Nessmuk or a Kephart just because it's a time honored design. I'd either bring my small forest axe because let's face it, axes are axes, right? It's a terrible thing to say. That's not true. Or I'd bring. I've got a Walters from likely 1960, just going by the version of the stamp on the pole. We should probably bring that instead. It's a more period specific piece. If we're talking about 1950s era, what my original idea was to have the Grumman Canadian belt knife, but now that I canceled my order, I don't know if I'm going to get one of those. Specifically the Grumman one because that was the original one. Like just for sort of the conceit for the videos, Use a ferro rod or flint and steel. I use a ferro rod or flint and steel anyway, so that's no big change. Get some good leather boots, wool socks. Probably wear denim. I don't know. I think that would be cool. I think it would. I think I would really enjoy that. Because it's funny because when it comes to bush gear, in a bushcraft sense, I don't have a real appreciation for all the improvements that have come with modernity. Modernity. Sorry. As much as I love this little stove, um, I also really appreciate an old time, camp lantern. Kind of you had to pump up. I appreciate. I guess it's because when I was a kid, I sort of went into this in my hiking the Bruce Trail video this summer. How what a lot of my memories of camping include things that we got to get away from just to save the world. Um, like gas stoves and like muskol and those mosquito, those things that are coils that you light and the mosquitoes apparently don't come and get you. I think that depends on how much they like you. Like how many of my old camping memories, like good camping memories, have these really toxic smells, like you know um, petroleum related smells. But I like old school stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm glad to see Tyler's here. I've used Yoga Mask to do yoga too thin. You need an inflatable mattress. There are some that are 2.5 inches to 3 inches thick, but they're over $100, which is exactly what I'm talking about. It's like it's a mattress, and I'm going to spend $100 on it. Hilariously, I would do that for Camille, even though I would have a hard time doing it for me. Which Canadian knife maker are you most, or am I impressed with the most? Which Canadian knife maker am I impressed with the most? A lot of them I've only really seen photos of. I think Triple X. He's out east somewhere. He makes some really cool stuff, or they make. I don't know. There's someone that Canoe Hound Dennis has a knife or two by. Well, he also has some Triple X stuff, but it looks really cool as well. I'd love to say Groman, but they're not really. I mean, they're not fancy, and they pissed me off again. So, I don't know. Um, any of you guys watch Simple Little Life? He's a knife maker out in Alberta. Some of his style, not a lot of his stuff is really a style that I like, but every now and again he puts out something really cool. Oh, there's one guy whose name completely escapes me. I think he might be like Australian by origin or something, but he lives in maybe Ontario. Oh, what's his name? He CNCs all his knives though, but it's just his eye for design, like simplistic Epicurean lines. I think that might be a Frenchism. Francis says it, whatever. But like real clean lines. What's his name? Gao? Gao? Gao knives? Gao knives? Hold on. Let me just click this little tab. Enter the YouTube URL. Gao? Gao? Go? Jesus. Gao Custom or Gao Custom. Let me just click the about, see if he says where he is. It says Canada, but I mean, where's he from originally? Because he's got an accent. I kind of get an Australian, New Zealand kind of vibe off him. but I'm not willing to. Not willing to go to the mats over it. I'm going to do the copy and paste dash right here. Anyways, I think like this, his knives are nowhere near the aesthetic and the palette I like. There's no fancy woods. There's no, but just it's all in the details. The simplistic, beautiful lines of his knife, and I think he really only does one model too. Okay, so I don't want to spend over $100 for a mat. Me neither, Serge. And I may have to, but I do not want to. I want to see if I can find something that comes in under that. Zach Fudge Grismo for me. I don't know them. I don't know Grismo. You got a URL already? Don't buy a cheap self-inflating pad. I did, and they delaminated. If you get a Thermarest Ridge Rest foam pad, you can go less expensive. I am going to copy that. Copy. Bison Bushcraft Garen pack. I'm going to put Thermarest Ridge Rest Classic Regular. It's $40. It's good to know. I'm going to check that out right after we're done here. That is good to know. Weekend, someone planned a weekend? Yeah, I forgot about it. Oh yeah, Diving Sparrow. Yeah. Nice stuff. Oh no, I am so far behind, guys. Sorry. Hold on. I am so far behind. Okay. I don't know North Armor. If you have a URL, Zach, I'd love to see it. I know Diving Sparrow. Nice stuff. You just need to get out and about. It's been a long, rough week. Yeah, me too, man. Climate insulated static V was on sale recently for like, really? Outdoor. Next time you see one of those, something like that on sale, let me know. I'll see if I can. Simone's finally checked out of work. Nice. Tyler, Jess, are you up for a challenge? Maybe. For me, it's all about whether or not I have time, but I'm very intrigued. Let me know what you're talking about. Connector studying money isn't as powerful as it used to be. That is so true. Oh, Canoe Hound is back, but I don't know if you missed everything I said. I'll see if you comment. Yoga mats are useless. Trust me. I trust you on that. Simo, that's insane. Finish strong and enjoy a cold one. Yep. Next week we'll connect and talk about how we can do the gear swap of that stuff. Yes. Yeah, we got to talk about that because I'm interested. I want to get it started. Dennis, did you download Signal? Because some of the guys who are interested are on Signal, and I'm about to create a Signal group for everyone who's interested, so that we have one place to contact each other. Here's a question for you guys. I used my leather gloves in the rain. They dried stiff as hell. How would you treat them to get them back to best shape, considering they won't get back to normal? Like needs foot oil, probably, LA. Zach, you need some old 35mm film cans for match containers in that kit. Zach, who are you talking to? You talking to me? Yes, you are talking to me. I absolutely agree. That's a good point. I should probably try to source some of those. LA, I'm trying mineral oil. Would that work? That might work. I mean, like, so long as you can get it like oiled up and supple again. I just think that's something like a niche for oil. Maybe Obanoffs would do it. I'm not sure about that though. Maura made some of the early Canadian belt knives. Really? Tyler also says needs foot oil. Leather gloves need to be saturated with leather wax or cream before they're used in wet conditions. Except that where we are now is they've been used in wet conditions, so it's like where from where we are now, how can we fix it, right? Try Nivea cream. Really? You didn't know it would rain all day, yeah. Brings leather back to life. Yeah, I gotta get some of that needs foot oil. Better get some oil, cream, or wax, and a lot of patience to bring these gloves back. Try some surplus foam mats for your hammock. Oh, outdoor just... No, I shouldn't have done that. I should not have done that. Hold on, I'll be right back. Oh, it opened a new... aesthetic V sleeping pad. Yeah. I have seen this thing, this pad spoken about. Oh no. Now it's available from these sellers. See all buying options. This is also Amazon.com, so getting it across the board. Yeah. See, it's right back up to like $90. I'm always $1 short and a day late, eh? Custom, yes, Zach. Yes, exactly. Okay, I'll take a look at those creams with the oil. Try doesn't do the job. Letting it sit for tonight. Yep. You get what you pay for. I'd rather save and buy one piece of good equipment at a time. I also agree with that completely. I have often said that I cannot afford to cheap out because you just end up buying and buying and buying. You know, your camping mattress is at least a foot thick, and you paid $50 for it. Yeah, but a foot thick, I would be unable to fit into my my hammock, right? Geez, are we already at 10.5? Holy crap. Go with Kelty, self-inflating sleeping pad, won't be disappointed, and for $45. Good to know. Excuse me while I... Oh, I have so many things to look at after this live stream. Every now and again, like we finish a live stream, and it takes me like an hour to get through what everyone has told me to look up. It's a car camping mattress, though, yeah. Or $100 Canadian with exchange, transport, and tax if we're lucky. Yeah, most likely. Diving Sparrow Knife Works, good company. Just the challenge will be to show me your steak and carve a fork to eat with in the woods, of course. A fork. I gotta get a sweater, guys. It's cold down here. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. Carve a fork, eh? I'll be right back. This is the self-inflating Woods brand. Oh no, it's not. It's Escort sleeping pad that I've had for ages, and it just nowadays when I use it, like it inflates, and then forget about it. So it's like it's already dead. So I kind of have to get something new anyway. And if it's something that will work for me in a hammock or not, then ideal. I got a piece of baguette while I was upstairs. All right, Seth. See you later. Okay, so everyone's retracting. Great. Hey, Outdoor, come on, man. What do you mean no RDB required? I'm number one with a bullet, man. I appear once a week and in the middle of the sea, and twice in a week. What am I? Hey, Seth. Tyler, I don't know. I appear once a week and in the middle of the sea, and twice in a week. What am I? Are you the letter E? Is it the letter E, Tyler? Oh. Love me some baguette. Yes. Can't believe I got that. So where was I? Talking about so many things. Zach, did you mention your favorite Canadian knife maker and all that? It'd be really hard to really nail it down to one favorite too, eh? All right. See you, Dennis. Everyone say bye to Canoe Hunt Adventures. Have a good trip. Oh, so good. You like North Arm and Driving Sparrow the best, okay? What is about them, Zach? Is it the designs, or do you like the people? Price to performance ratio? Because I think we've discussed North Arm before on the stream. I'm good with trail mix. I like it. And the nice thing about trail mix is it's perfect for the trail. But it's like you can almost never pack enough of it, of trail mix, you know? Reminds me of, like this, how people say, if you get hungry partway through the day, just eat a handful of almonds. Well, I've eaten a handful of almonds. I'm still hungry, you know? So a trail mix, I kind of like to err on the side of too much, just in case. Oh, yeah, Alain, of course. I don't blame you. That's a nice knife. The Gunny Hunter is a really nice knife. Now, you got that second hand, didn't you? Where did you say you got that knife? Zach. We're going to modern full-time manufacturers on Amazon. Okay. Tyler, do you make your own trail mix or do you buy it? I am. Outdoor. Alain is the one who bought Serge Shizia Carapuco. Um, Alain, do you own one as well? I don't know if I ever asked you that. Yeah, G10 can be a little slippery. Tyler, would you make your own? Yeah, good man. I really like sesame seeds, so I would if I made my own, I would probably go really heavily into the sesame seeds. Yeah, okay, Alain. So you did buy two of them. Yeah, it was a good move. I should get one of those. Um, Tyler, maybe I should do a video on making trail mix. Um, yeah, I could try that challenge. You mean the show your steak, like talk about mental health and everything, and carve a fork? If I go crazy while trying to carve the fork, does that count as a show your steak video? I'm not sure if I can do it like very soon. I will try to get it done as quickly as I can, but okay. Yeah, I can do a show your steak video. Are you like, are you asking this because you're about to do a video and you're going to challenge me in the vid? If you do, I'm going to do it. Absolutely. You don't want to ruin your knives, but your money is on the Bark River. It's a yes, ADCRV2. I've heard that about it. It's um, Tyler, let me look at my schedule over the next few weeks, and then I'll drop you a note. I'll drop you a note to see when I can make it so. I I'm running to catch up with my Friday schedule right now because I recorded a video a few weeks ago, a long one, and the sound is messed up, so I don't know if I can use it. It's like I thought I was like a week behind, like no problem doing doing this video. I got plenty of time to edit because it's going up in 2 weeks. Well, no, now I'm just I'm right back to okay. I've got to get a video up by Friday, kind of thing. But yeah, I'm definitely in. Definitely in. Man, it's crazy how fast this night is going. See how I went full on, excuse me, full on 50s era bushcraft with my sweater in honor of the subject of tonight's conversation. Kelty, self-inflating. Kelty's a good brand. These prices are good. Now, for those of you who sleep in a hammock, rectangle or more of the lozenge shape? I was going to do full up rectangle, but is there any reason to go for one of the sort of more the mummy shaped ones? And by the way, when you guys sleep in a sleeping bag, do you put the sleeping pad under your bag or in your bag? I've always put it under, but seeing as I'm seeing more and more like mummy shaped sleeping pads, I'm wondering if I'm doing it wrong. Like if maybe I'm supposed to be putting the pad inside my sleeping bag. That would be really weird. But maybe I'm wrong. Uh, the rubber handles might slip off the Akaipuko like it sometimes does on the Scramma. Oh, really? Hadn't even thought of that. What is it with fall raven pants? Why do I want them so bad? I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something now, and I'll tell you something for free so that you'll have your money for the pants. I have one pair of Fjallraven pants, the Vita Pro. Vita Pro are kind of the ones that everyone's got because they're not like $400, and I love them. I have heard that they will last you forever, provided you don't walk through a roaring fire in them. Um, they're comfy. They don't breathe hugely because they're waxed. The hell. Vanna, Starbucks tea. Um, but they're robust. They got like well thought out pockets. The Vita Pro have like a sleeve for a small hatchet. They've just redesigned their kebs. I think the thing is the kebs are too rich for my blood. Um, but it's great stuff. It's expensive as hell, but it's great stuff. If you can get your money together for I would start with the Vita Pro because they're affordable. See if you like them, and if you like the company, then maybe you can start exploring they're more big ticket items like the cab or something. Um, Zach, I'd put wood scales on it if the rubber slipped off. Good point. In your bag and mummy bag is the way to go. Interesting. Okay. Use a tapered pad in the hammock, inflated about halfway. Okay. You put it in your bag to minimize sliding around, unless you have a double layer hammock. Okay. I was looking into sleeping in a hammock. One guy claimed the best is an underquilt for heat. I have also heard that. If you can't afford it, just get a regular rolled foam mat and put it inside your hammock. Yeah, I've heard that about quilts as well, but man, again, the prices are crazy. Crazy. Wrangler is making new pants from ripstop type material that look like awesome bushcraft pants. Really? Wrangler? I didn't know they were even still around. I wish that baguette wasn't finished. It's going to be an issue. Yeah, man, Wrangler. I hadn't even thought about them. Be a man, no hammock, no sleeping pad, and a sore body the next day. Yeah, do the cowboy style, right? Pull a blanket on there or straight up on the ground, under the stars, staring up at the stars, hoping the hell it doesn't rain on you. Just saw that Fjallraven offers leather bushcraft hunting gear that is only available in Europe. Really? Yeah, yeah. I think it's even. I don't want to say it's even more important when you're in a hammock, Alan, but the the concerns are different, and you can get a lot of wind picking up under your arse if you're sleeping in a hammock. You need something to insulate you from that. Foam is a windshield and has some insulation. So maybe a sleeping pad for in the hammock, a foam pad is all right, but on the ground you kind of want something that inflates. That's sort of what I'm picking up. And by the way, my crappy little pad here did keep me warm this past weekend when we were sleeping in the sort of riding 0 degrees in the tent there. So I mean, I don't want to make it. I don't want to come off as ungrateful for the work that this sleeping pad has done over the years, but it's definitely time to get something else going. Yeah, sorry, Thomas. Man, this week is really beating the hell out of me. Yeah. I'm a stay-at-home dad right now. Temporarily, I'm on parental leave, and sometimes, man, it's just I gotta just go back to work. Ah, good to the last drop. The beer is done. Oh, Thomas, I wanted to ask you: do you sort of is your taste really really like IPAs, or do you have more of a wide? I'm assuming you probably have a pretty wide palate. Do you like anything really dark? Are you into stouts at all, or porters? Are you on Untapped? I pretty much every time I try a new beer, I go on my phone and I untapped it. So let me look up my Untapped username because I've done this before and no one here uses Untapped because nobody has pinged me. Wake up. What is my username? Oh, I didn't even know there was a chat function in Untapped. I have no messages. What? My username, is Jess Corbet. That is my username on Untapped. Um, On ground inflatable in a hammock, a foam pad is okay, but underquilt is the way to go if you don't want to freeze. I hear your feet being higher than your body also makes them colder fast too. Good to know. Those underquilts can be expensive though, man. Holy crap. You also have saison and barrel aged beers. Wheat beers, a well done porter imperial is great. Not big into wheat beers, but I'm with you on everything else. You're a lager drinker when it's got some flavor or when you're not craving anything too crazy. Okay, yeah. Alain, what? You can buy a winter underquilt at Amazon for $50? Throw up that URL, man. Let me see what you're talking about. Is that Amazon.com or .ca? Uh, you got one last beer tonight for you. Granola Brown Ale from Black Hog Brewing out of Oxford, Connecticut. 5.7. Really grainy granola honey, medium roasted coffee. I would love to try that. Zach is Imperial to Stouts and maybe a Shandy? Really? What? Is that even legal where you live? Thomas Metal 75. Now, how do we look up people? Like this? We shall see if the untapped works. Massachusetts, I will not use your actual name online, but are you EF? Zach Ashandy, really? I didn't know anyone actually drank shandy anymore. I haven't heard about shandy okay, I'm adding you. Boom. I think that's done. I've never actually added anyone in Untapped before. A grapefruit shandy. I love grapefruit. So how would you make a grapefruit shandy? Is it like a grapefruit juice and I don't even know how you make a shandy. We connected, man. We connected. All right, that's good. Now we can see what each other are drinking. But yeah, but yeah, Alain, if you can URL me on that underquilt, I one of the greatest joys I have had in recent years is up at the hunt camp when it's cold as hell outside, and we go in. We used to go into this ramshackle shack that we built, and you know we would stoke up the wood fire, and I just man on those cold nights I loved getting into bed and closing my eyes. Like I like when it's cold out, getting under the covers and being toasty warm, you know. And like there's no reason why you can't be toasty warm in a hammock. It's a lot harder than in a tent, but it's doable. And having something under you so that your arse isn't like right up against the breeze um, plays a big part. You know. Elaine just sent me a URL. I will take a look and I will sort of show you guys. So this is one that you just put right up against the bottom of your hammock then, right? Um, 7-Up or Sprite, Belgian Blue, and grapefruit juice. Okay. Not sure how common U.S. surplus gear is in Kazakhstan, but your buddy is a Vietnam-era USGI sleeping bag. Rubber bewitch. Well, outdoor U.S. Surplus gear is everywhere. Everywhere. We get it up here. They get it just everywhere. Hangs under. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because under quilts, obviously. Might be worth looking at, especially because for the price. If it's not great, it's probably still good at least. If we're under half of the kind of prices I'm seeing for under quilts, it's probably a win, you know? But like, I wonder how you keep the wind from sort of getting under it and like sort of blowing it off of you, you know? Well, I guess if you're in that much wind in a hammock, you should probably pack it up and run home anyway. But I don't know. Never tried, but when you bought the hammock, you watch a few videos to know We're getting into sleeping at night. Yeah. The rubber bewitch. I'll look it up. See if it's any good. Oh, we've only got 6 minutes left of this here live stream, guys. All right, I'll see you later. Thanks for the URL on that underquilt. I'll take a closer look at it. Oh, Zach, you like the Belgians, eh? The Abbey? All right. That's legit. That's legit. It's not my palette, but you know, not bad. It's like whenever someone's like, "Man, I don't want a bud." Wait a minute. No, you don't. You don't want a bud. Nobody wants a bud. You can afford a bud. I'm gonna look up this bewitch that you guys are talking about. No, I don't mean bewitched. Bewitched are an Irish girl group consisting of twin sisters Adele and Gabby Lynch. It's not what I'm looking for. Bewitched, bewitched, bewitched. Maybe I should look up bewitched sleeping pad. I'll look it up later. Nothing's coming up, and I don't want to be boring you guys by trying to find it right now. In the last 4 minutes of the the rubber bitch. Whoa. Okay, first link is a Pornhub link. Kinky rubber bitch. Fetishpapa.com. Now, Outdoor, when you said this was a sleeping pad, are you sure? Hold on. All the ones you've used deflated under you, especially in winter. Bewitch is a female dog. Let me sort of tighten up the search results here. It's weird that it doesn't show up. I don't know. I'll have to look it up tighter later because, as I said, I'm ignoring you guys while I'm trying to find this pad. Well, yeah, sleeping pad, not blow up doll. You know, I'm sure you could sleep on a blow up doll, but I don't want to try to fit that into my hammock, you know? I could really go for a schnitzel. Evidently, I'm still hungry. Oh well. But, like, why would you want to sleep on a rubber? Like, what would you have between the rubber pad and yourself to keep from getting all sweaty? Like, I wouldn't want to sleep on rubber, at least not without like a fairly thick sheet between me and the pad. I mean, I guess the rubber would be amazing if you're one of those types who tends to wet the bed or something, but I don't know. Excuse me. Yeah, new teacher. I could go for a damn schnitzel. Oh, okay, it's coated. All right. All right. I'll look them up. I mean, no harm in looking them up, right? You need a two-person. All right, Zach. Nice to see you. Just I lobbed out an easy ball there, and Zach caught it and ran with it. But it's 11 o'clock, and I'm falling asleep. So I will see you guys next week back on the usual night, which is the Tuesday. Um, Outdoor Dog will look for the real name. That would probably help because I just keep coming up with porn links. And yeah. But so thanks for hanging out with me on this live streamage. And I hope I'll see you guys all next Tuesday. And I hope to have another StreamYard thing happening relatively soon. I just have to work out the scheduling. And yeah, see you guys later. Ring that bell.